20 worst purchases in Red Dead Online, pure waste of money. You will definitely regret buying them and probably never gonna use these items. For example, Evans Repeater, and you might say, whoa, stop, it's my favorite repeater, it looks cool and sounds amazing. Yes, it sounds amazing, I agree. But the problem is, it's just much worse than any other repeater, including the free one. Actually, if you're using free aim, Evans Repeater is fine. I still think that Lancaster is a little better, but it's a good choice. However, if you are using auto aim, just like most Red Dead Online players do, Evans Repeater is just terrible, because for some reason it has 5 steps lower lock-on range than any other repeater. Basically, it's a distance on which you can use auto aim against your opponents, and it's an extremely important parameter for both PvP, fighting other players, and PvE, fighting NPCs, in something like Call to Arms. So especially considering that Lancaster has a little better fire rate and accuracy, it's not even a close choice if you are using controller with auto aim. I'm pretty sure that every single player who ever spent gold on purchasing the next item regrets doing this. I definitely do, and I'm talking about Capitale that you can purchase at Fans for 3 gold bars. You will get 10 Capitale, but the problem is you will need at least 15 Capitale to start opportunity mission on the lowest difficulty. And yes, it's the only thing you can use Capitale for in Red Dead Online, to start opportunity missions, which are similar to legendary bounty missions and have pretty much the same payout structure. So on the highest difficulty you can earn maximum $225 and 0.48 gold bars per half an hour, and you will need 25 Capitale to even start this mission. And even if you want to try these missions, you can always find Capitale during blood money contracts. They're always hidden in the same places, so please don't spend your gold bars on that. Next items that many players are regret buying are Bandoliers. I know many players who bought Bandolier thinking that it will increase ammo capacity, because that would make sense, but unfortunately Bandoliers are pure cosmetic items. And even more, in some cases they will look ugly and weird on your character, so you're not gonna wear it even for cosmetic reasons. Next we have the Black Arabian horse for 42 gold bars. And I mean, if you bought it because you like how this Arabian horse looks, it's absolutely fine. But many players are buying it because they think that it's the best horse in Red Dead Online. I even know some cases where people bought gold bars with real-life money simply to purchase this horse. But in Red Dead Online all horses are pretty much the same, there is no real difference, especially between expensive horses. 1 bar of speed parameter equals to only 0.6% of a speed difference on practice, and you can get up to 3 bars of speed from saddle. Same with all other parameters. Bravery is not even a thing, and yeah, handling is the only real difference between this expensive Arabian horse and all other horses. But again, on practice you will be absolutely fine with standard handling, because there are just not too many sharp turns that you need to make. So it's absolutely unnecessary to spend 42 gold bars on Black Arabian horse. Just buy any horse you like, best saddle, best stirrups, and you will be absolutely fine. Next unnecessary purchase are collector's maps that you can buy from Madame Nazar. Some players are buying them thinking that that's how they can spawn some specific rare items like rare coins or arrows, but all that collector's map does is shows you 3 closest locations of collectible items, and you can see all the locations of all collectible items using Red Dead Online's interactive map for free. Next we have Rare Shotgun. Despite its name, it's simply a skin for double-barreled shotgun. It should be a variant, but Rockstar for some reason decided to make it a separate weapon. You cannot upgrade it at Weaponsmith, so it's worse than full upgraded double-barreled shotgun, and also, when there will be a daily challenge to make certain amount of kills with a double-barreled shotgun, kills with rare shotgun will not count. The only good thing about rare shotgun is that it has no level requirement, but it's pretty expensive for beginners. And actually a pump-action shotgun, which is available on pretty low levels, will be a much better choice. Animal transformation pamphlets that can be purchased from Harriet are the next thing that many players regret buying. And it's not only because to perform the transformation you will need a lot of Harrietum officinalis, special flower that is really hard to find unless you're using interactive map, and not even because the transformation itself is not as cool as it could have been. I mean, players players can stay in animal form for a pretty short period of time, and they cannot leave a pretty small area, so it's not possible to go to Valentine and attack other players in a boar form. But the biggest problem is, animal transformation is not even working for most players in the public lobbies, and after transforming into an animal, you will almost immediately transform back. Buying gold bars for real life money is something that you will probably regret doing as well. And it doesn't matter why you decided to buy gold bars. For example, I, just like many players, bought gold bars simply to support Red Dead Online and Rockstar. I thought that they will take this money and invest it into developing some cool content for Red Dead Online, but I was delusional. Apparently Rockstar just took this money and invested them into making a new GTA Online update or something. But players who are purchasing gold bars to have an easier start in Red Dead Online also quite often are regretting such decision, simply because gold is really easy to earn if you know how. On this channel there are a lot of different guides explaining how to earn gold and money in Red Dead Online, but also because if you will keep playing, you will really soon reach the point where you have more gold and money than you can spend. So by buying gold bars at the beginning, you will simply reach the point where you realize that this game lacks valuable content much faster. Horse care package is not only a waste of money, it's actually harmful for your horse. Just like this golden horse food that fortifies all the cores. It's because there is a weird bug in Red Dead Online that when you visit stables while your horse has a fortified golden cores, it removes the bonus to stamina drain rate of your horse that you get from saddle or stirrups. So even if you're using Nikodochi's saddle and the best stirrups, your horse will start losing stamina extremely fast. Elephant rifle is the next item that you probably never gonna use. I mean, it's a really fun weapon because you can do this, but it's extremely inaccurate even if you're using painted black, and in most situations it will be better choice to use a shotgun, even for hunting legendary animals, because elephant rifle should have been a weapon for hunting legendary animals, but with help of shotgun, painted black and winning streak ability card, you will be killing legendary animals much faster. But to be honest, I don't regret buying it, again, because of this. Players were spending $95 on this item since beta days, and it always was almost completely useless. I'm talking about the lock breaker that you can buy at fans. It's because Rockstar added lock breaker, but kinda forgot to add locks that you should break with it. There are locked chests on some wagons, and in a few missions there are locked doors that you can open with lock breaker, for example in the Amber of the East opportunity mission, but the thing is, in most cases you can open these doors without lock breaker, like break them, or sometimes you will just find a key. So even in these rare situations where you might need a lock breaker, it's completely unnecessary. Next we have a horse lantern. It's an accessory that you have to buy for each saddle individually, and in theory it should make riding a horse during the night time easier, but on practice it's not really working like that, at least for me, because it lights up the area around your horse, but everything on a distance becomes more dark and therefore it's much harder to see anything. But the main reason why I, just like many other players, gave up on using this cosmetic item is that it makes you an easy target during the night time. I mean, every single griefer will see you from a huge distance. I mean, they will not see you on a minimap yet, they will not know that you are anywhere around unless you will be using a horse lantern that will make you visible from a mile away. Changing your honor by paying to Old Man Jones, this NPC that you can find in Red Dead Online, is another questionable way of spending 3 gold bars. Still better than buying Capitale, but honor is almost completely useless in Red Dead Online. It's not affecting prices in the stores or something like that. Players only care about honor level when reaching some point in Land of Opportunities missions, Red Dead Online story, because missions will not be available with neutral honor, you will have to have either negative or positive honor. But even there, it's completely unnecessary to spend gold bars to change the honor level, because you can easily increase honor level by simply feeding your horse. And there are many different ways to decrease your honor level, but the easiest one and the fastest one is simply to kill sedated animals. Another weapon that many players are buying and then almost never using is a Litchfield Repeater. People are buying it not only because it looks cool, but also because it has the highest damage among other repeaters. But the thing is, when you're using repeater, you don't really care about the damage in both PvP or PvE because you wanna go for a headshot. You cannot really rely on a body shots when using repeater because on a bigger distances like 50 plus steps, damage drops significantly. So if you wanna go for body shots, use rifle, preferably sniper rifle. And with repeaters you want to aim for the head, and for that you will need fire rate and accuracy. And any repeater has much better accuracy and fire rate than Litchfield. So most likely Litchfield will end up in your weapon locker. Refined binoculars that collectors can purchase from Madame Nazar is the next item in our list. They're increasing the effective range of Eagle Eye, and technically they are working and can be used for finding collectible items or treasure chests or even bounty targets. But on practice most likely you will not be using refined binoculars because it will just slow you down. Especially after you will unlock an ability to use Eagle Eye while galloping, it's just so much easier and faster to simply ride around with Eagle Eye on and find different items. But I guess you can use refined binoculars to increase immersion. I'm just saying that it's not the most effective way of grinding. Next we have our really expensive bad purchases. I'm talking about useless ability cards, because it costs $900 to buy and fully upgrade one ability card. And some ability cards are just not good and no one uses them. If you wanna find out about good and bad ability cards in Red Dead Online, I suggest you to check the description for this video. There will be a link to a complete ability cards guide. But in a few words, you don't want to spend money on any ability card that has something to do with horses, Friends for Life, Horseman or Ride Like the Wind. Some damage ability cards like Short Game, Necessity Breeds and Hangman are questionable, and cards like Take the Pain Away or Come Back Stronger are not good at all. Improved Bolas that are available only for players with prestigious bounty hunter license are another purchase that many players regret doing, because they are exactly the same as regular Bolas, just much more expensive. I mean, they look differently, but no one will ever mention that, so with them you basically just throw in money into your enemies. And yes, it gives you 9 additional Bolas that you can carry with you, but like how often you will need to have that many Bolas? For hunting bounty targets, 3 will be definitely enough. I guess you will need to have more Bolas for some PvP situations in a free roam to counter Slippery Bastard or tank builds, but in all other cases there is no real reason to spend extra money on these fancy Bolas. Next we have Double Action Revolver or High Roller Revolver, which is basically just a skin for double action. And the problem is not that they have the lowest damage among all the revolvers. Again, it's not that important because we want to aim for a headshot, but double action has extremely low accuracy and using this weapon without painted black is just a bad idea. Even Gunslinger's Choice ability card is not giving that much of a significant bonus to double action revolver anymore, so low accuracy and high fire rate makes double action revolver a pretty bad choice for PvE. You will be wasting too many bullets to kill one NPC, it's much better to use Lemma or Navy revolvers. And for PvP we have much better choices, semi-automatic or Mauser pistols. They have similar fire rate but much higher accuracy and damage and higher ammo capacity. So on practice double action revolvers are not really good for anything. Next we have another really expensive bad purchases. I'm talking about useless pamphlets. You will find many bad pamphlets at fans, for example any pamphlet with horse in its name. But there are many useful pamphlets there, even must-have pamphlets, like Special Health Cure or Explosive Ammo or Dynamite Arrow, Fast Travel from Wilderness Camp and many others. But Harriet is selling only completely useless pamphlets. Really expensive, and they're just something that no one really needs. I mean, how many blending tonics you will need? It's so much easier to simply buy them from Harriet, they're extremely cheap. Same situation with Legendary Animal Pheromones pamphlet, it costs $900, so just don't buy any documents from Harriet. And the last bad purchase is Red Dead Online itself, I mean Red Dead Online Standalone. It's much better to purchase full game of Red Dead Redemption 2, which includes Red Dead Online, and quite often you will be able to purchase it with a discount for only $20. Even if you already played Red Dead Redemption 2 on console and want to try Red Dead Online on PC, it's so much better to purchase the full game, because at some point you might decide to experience this masterpiece story again in 60 FPS with better graphics and so on. So considering the difference in price, I would say that pretty much always purchasing the full game of Red Dead Redemption 2 is a much better choice than buying Red Dead Online standalone. But anyway, even bad purchase is not a big deal when money is not a problem for you. And if you want to have no issues with money in Red Dead Online, I suggest you to go and check this video about all money making methods in Red Dead Online, ranked and explained. You can see it on your screen now. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, goodbye.